Vicki Wickham, the behind-the-scenes force in pop music, has died at 87. The New York Times reports she passed away Friday in a Bronx hospice, confirmed by her friend and collaborator Tristram Penna. Wickham's career began on a farm in south-central England, where she grew up before attending boarding school. At 16 she left for London, determined to avoid a secretarial job, and despite admitting she was late to the Beatles craze, she quickly found her way into television. In 1962 a friend introduced her to a TV executive who was planning a youth-oriented pop showcase. She jumped at the chance to help produce, write scripts, and book guests. That show became Ready Steady Go, which launched in 1963 and ran for 3 years. Wickham was instrumental in securing appearances by the Beatles, the Rolling Stones, the Kinks, and Cilla Black. Perhaps even more importantly, she used the program to introduce British audiences to Black American artists like Tina Turner, Marvin Gaye, and Otis Redding at a time when their music was rarely heard on UK radio. Unlike the rival show Top of the Pops, where acts lip-synced, Ready Steady Go featured live performances in the studio, surrounded by stylish young dancers Wickham recruited from clubs such as the Orchid, the Fender, and the Marquee. Missed cues and technical glitches were common, but that spontaneity was exactly the point, captured by roving cameras that broadcast a real-time revolution in music, fashion, and youth attitude. Dusty Springfield performed on the very first episode and became a recurring guest and presenter, forging a close friendship with Wickham. Springfield introduced her to songs by Black American artists that weren't yet played on British radio, and their shared passion led to a special Motown-themed episode in 1965 featuring the Supremes, Martha and the Vandellas, Smokey Robinson and the Miracles, and a young Stevie Wonder. In a 2010 interview, Wickham recalled that the show sometimes received vicious phone calls when black singers appeared. She said she was horrified that people would call up rather than simply switch off. Over the years she also became known for earthy anecdotes about guests, Van Morrison showing up late and arrogant, Chuck Berry demanding payment in cash, and David Ruffin of The Temptations giving her what she described as her first joint. Wickham later managed the vocal trio LaBelle and continued to champion artists behind the scenes. Her legacy is a television moment that helped break racial barriers in British pop culture and brought live, raw performance into living rooms across the country. That's the story of Vicki Wickham. Thanks for listening.